At 35,000 feet above the Atlantic, a rich tech tycoon grips his pregnant wife's hand as she struggles to breathe. Her life and their unborn child's are fading with every gasp. The crew calls for a doctor, but silence follows, until a teenage black boy from economy stands up. Calm, focused, unnoticed moments before, he steps forward with one request: let him try. What the passengers don't know is this kid isn't just clever, he's about to save 2 lives and change all 3 forever. Before we dive into this story, let us know where you're watching from. We love hearing your thoughts. High above the Atlantic, the cabin lights were dim, most passengers lost in sleep or quiet. But something was wrong. In seat 2A, Lauren Mallister shifted, uneasy, her hand on her chest. Her breaths were shallow, rapid, uneven. She whispered, "Evan, I can't breathe." Her husband, Evan Callister, snapped alert, panic crossing his face. "What, Lauren?" he asked, standing so fast the champagne glass spilled. A flight attendant, Monica, hurried over, her face calm but tense. Lauren's skin was pale, lips faintly blue. "Is there a doctor on board?" Monica called, her voice sharp with urgency. Another attendant appeared with an orange medical kit. "We need medical help now," she repeated down the aisle. In seat 32B, 17-year-old Noah Benson sat upright. He'd been half asleep, headphones humming soft study music. But the words, trouble breathing, pregnant, emergency, jolted him awake. His mind raced, low chest pressure, pale skin, labored breathing. He'd seen this before. His grandmother, Mrs. Levern Benson, had nearly collapsed in their Oakland apartment. The paramedic had said pulmonary embolism. The woman up front sounded the same. Noah scanned the cabin. No one moved. No doctor stood. Maybe they were asleep, scared, or absent. He flagged an attendant passing his row. "Excuse me," he said, "I think I know what's wrong." She barely looked at him. "We need a licensed professional." "Stay seated," she said, moving on. Noah's pulse quickened. He knew how he looked, a skinny black kid in a hoodie, jeans slightly short, backpack at his feet. But he also knew a pulmonary embolism. "Ma'am," he called louder. "Pregnancy increases the risk 5-fold. Has she had leg swelling? Is she short of breath between words?" That stopped her. She turned, staring. He stood. "My grandma had the same thing. I cared for her. It could be a clot. She needs oxygen and maybe aspirin." The attendant hesitated. Then the intercom crackled, "Cabin crew to first class now." She nodded tightly. "Come with me," she said. "I pray I'm not wrong," Noah replied. As he followed her past sleeping rows, heads turned, some curious, some confused, some skeptical. Who was this kid heading to first class? Noah didn't look back. His grandmother's words echoed, "Knowledge means nothing if you're too scared to speak." At seat 2A, Lauren was gasping, the oxygen mask barely helping. Evan, pale himself, held her hand, helpless. "Who's this?" he snapped as Noah approached. "Where's the doctor?" Monica answered, "No doctor. This young man says he knows what's happening." Evan's eyes narrowed. "This is my wife. She's pregnant. I don't want guesses." Noah met his gaze steadily. "Sir, I understand. I've seen this before. Her symptoms match a pulmonary embolism, a clot in her lung. At 28 weeks pregnant, it's high risk. She needs oxygen and aspirin if she can take it." Monica opened the kit. "We have aspirin." Lauren turned slightly. "My left leg, swollen yesterday. Thought it was normal." Noah nodded. "That's likely where it started." Evan looked between them, his breathing shallow, not from illness, but fear. The cabin noise faded. All he saw was Lauren's pale face, lips blue, chest heaving in panic. Her eyes pleaded for help. He wanted a doctor, certainty, but none came. He turned to Noah, who stood unwavering, no arrogance, just urgency. Evan's grip on Lauren's hand tightened, then loosened. "Do what he says," he whispered. "Please." In that moment, first class and economy blurred. No suits, no hoodies, just a woman fighting to breathe and a teenager fighting to help. Something shifted, unnoticed yet. The first class scene was tense, almost still. Lauren lay reclined, eyes fluttering, breath shallow, sweat on her brow. Evan knelt beside her, face drained. Monica handed Noah the aspirin, unsure about trusting a teenager. But with no doctor and Lauren worsening, there was no choice. "She needs to chew it," Noah said firmly. "It'll work faster." Monica slipped the tablet past Lauren's lips. Noah glanced around. "Elevate her legs, loosen anything tight, shoes, belt, jewelry." Evan helped, removing Lauren's shoes, lifting her legs with blankets Monica brought. The cabin stirred. Heads peeked from pods, some concerned, some skeptical. One man muttered, "They're letting a kid do this?" Another woman shook her head, but no one stepped up. Evan heard the whispers, his gaze flicking between Noah and the onlookers. "How do you know this?" he asked, voice hard. Noah adjusted the oxygen mask, hands steady. "My grandma had a clot. I learned to care for her. Where I'm from, we don't have doctors on call." The answer stunned Evan. Noah didn't pause. "She's stabilizing, but it's temporary. Her heart rate's high. We need to land." Monica had alerted the captain. "We're diverting to Frankfurt," she said quietly. "Medical team's waiting." Noah stayed by Lauren, coaching slow breaths. "You're okay." "Help's coming," he whispered. Lauren's glassy eyes met his, nodding weakly. Evan sat back, watching this kid, who didn't belong in first class, who shouldn't know this, take control with steady hands and clear eyes. Gratitude and shame tangled in his throat. The plane tilted toward land. In that quiet corner of seat 2A, Noah held the line between panic and hope. Evan no longer saw a kid in a hoodie, just the person saving his family. The landing lights flicked on. The captain announced, "We'll land in Frankfurt in 25 minutes. Medical team on standby." Noah exhaled slowly. Lauren's color was returning, oxygen and aspirin buying time. His hands stayed clenched, body alert. In his mind, he knew Zurich was gone, the interview he'd crossed an ocean for, lost. But as he looked at Lauren, still breathing, he recalled his grandmother's words, "Some moments matter more than plans." The plane landed at Frankfurt before dawn, paramedics waiting on the tarmac. Lauren was lifted onto a stretcher, Evan at her side. Noah stepped back, letting professionals take over. As they wheeled her away, Lauren whispered, "Thank you." Hours later, in the hospital waiting room's harsh light, Evan sat with untouched coffee, looking out of place. Noah sat quietly, flashcards peeking from his backpack. A doctor approached. "Mr. Callister, your wife's stable. The clot was in her left lung. The aspirin and oxygen on board likely saved her. The baby's stable, too." Evan exhaled shakily. "She's asking for you both." That night, Evan walked a sterile corridor, the buzz of lights heavy. He passed a man in a wheelchair, an older woman outside a room, worry etched on her face. He remembered Lauren's desperate breaths, Noah's steady voice. Something shifted, a reckoning. At Lauren's room, Noah stopped. "You go first," he said. Evan shook his head. "No, come with me. She asked for you." Inside, Lauren looked pale but alert, monitors beeping softly. "There you are," she smiled, reaching out. Noah approached. "I'm glad you're okay, ma'am." "Because of you," she said. "You stayed calm. You saved us." Noah nodded, pulling a chair closer. "You mentioned an interview," Lauren said. Noah hesitated. "A medical program in Zurich. Young global health scholars. Only 50 students worldwide. The interview was today." Evan's voice dropped. "You knew you'd miss it." Noah met his gaze. "It wasn't a choice. She needed help." Lauren asked, "Can you reschedule?" Noah shook his head. "In person only. One shot. I'll try again next year, but I'll be 18. It was probably my only chance." Evan leaned back, absorbing that. The boy had risked his future for a stranger. No fanfare, just instinct. Silence settled, reflective. Noah stood. "I should let you rest. I'll rebook my flight tomorrow." Lauren stopped him. "Wait. We want to ask you something." Noah looked at Evan, seeing something new, not pity, but a beginning. The next morning, in a quiet hotel cafe, Noah sat with a notebook and cold coffee, thoughts on Lauren's grateful eyes, Evan's unreadable face. Evan sat across from him, still in yesterday's clothes. "She's better," Evan said. "Sleeping. On anticoagulants, monitored. Doctors say she'll carry to term." He paused. "I don't know how to thank you. I'd like to try. If you need something, I have the means." Noah's jaw tightened. He'd expected this. "I don't want money," he said. Evan didn't flinch. "Then what?" Noah's voice was clear. "My grandma, Mrs. Levern Benson. She raised me after my mom passed. Heart failure, COPD, arthritis so bad she can't climb stairs. Our insurance barely covers inhalers. She's waited 4 months for a cardiology referral. Help her get care. That's worth more than any check." Evan sat back. He'd expected a scholarship request, not this. "If I got her a private cardiologist, covered everything?" Noah shook his head. "That'd help, but she's not alone. Our building's full of people like her, veterans, retirees, worked their lives, can't afford a pharmacy trip. The clinic's drowning, one doctor for thousands, no transport, no specialty meds." Evan listened. Noah continued, "I'm not saying fix the system. But see it, really see what people like my grandma face." Evan looked at his hands. He'd funded global missions, never thinking of neighborhoods nearby. "What would make a difference?" he asked. Noah didn't hesitate. "Invest in a real health initiative where we live. Not charity, partnership. Hire local, include the community, build trust. Don't just name a building. Fill it with people who care." Evan nodded. "We're building a hospital in Ghana." "I never considered Oakland." Noah shrugged. "Need isn't about geography. It's about access." Evan smiled, honest. "I'd like to meet your grandmother." Noah raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" Evan's smile grew. "She sounds like she'd have a lot to say to a guy like me." A week later, a black car stopped at a faded East Oakland apartment building, elevator broken. Evan stepped out, Lauren following, hand on her belly. "You're more nervous than I was in labor," she teased. She raised Noah. Evan muttered, "I want to make a good impression." Noah waited at the stairs, helping Lauren up. "She's excited," he said. "Made enough food for the building." The apartment smelled of cornbread and greens, photos lining the walls. Mrs. Levern Benson sat upright, oxygen tubing in place, cane nearby, eyes sharp. "So, you're the airplane people," she said dryly. "Come in. Don't let the heat out." Evan stepped forward. "Mrs. Benson, thank you for having us. We brought a few things." She waved him off. "Set them down. Sit. Tell me what you'll do for this neighborhood and why I should believe a man who thinks bandages fix broken systems." Evan blinked, then sat. He spoke of Noah's words, the gaps he'd ignored, building something lasting, partnering with local doctors, funding transport, offering free specialty care, empowering the community. Mrs. Benson listened, then smiled. "You're not as clueless as I thought. A bit green, but trying. That counts." Noah exhaled. Lauren reached for Mrs. Benson's hand. "We'd like to offer you full private care, specialists, equipment, home visits." Mrs. Benson's voice softened. "Do it because people like me have worth, not guilt. I know that now, Evan said. They toured the neighborhood, understaffed clinic, scarce pharmacy, long bus routes. Evan listened. Months later, the Oakfield Health Initiative launched, community-run, funded by the Callister Foundation, guided by Noah, who became its youth advisory chair and earned a Stanford pre-med scholarship. When Lauren gave birth to a healthy girl, they named her Laverne Hope Callister. Mrs. Benson held her first, whispering, strong name. Let's make sure she grows into it. Evan watched, knowing the change was complete, not just in his family or Noah's future, but in himself. Noah hadn't asked for money or status, but dignity, the only foundation worth building on. Join us to share meaningful stories by hitting like and subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell to start your day with profound lessons and heartfelt empathy.